Hi, it's Dr. Ginny Trierweiler here, founder of Slender for Good, and I'm creating this video to explain what Slender for Good is, how it's different from other programs, where it comes from, etc. And I'd just like to start with where it comes from. Partly is my background as a psychologist. I spent my career helping people change habits, especially really entrenched habits, so they could live the life they want to live, a life of their choosing, right? And I personally was someone who felt like I was eating healthy. I stayed slender in my teens and my 20s and my 30s. If I gained a little weight, I would just eat less and exercise more, and it seemed to work. And that's what the doctors said, and that's what the books said. And I got into my 40s, and what used to work wasn't working anymore. And it was frustrating because I thought I knew what to do, and I would eat less and I would exercise more, and it would not produce sustainable weight loss. It was really frustrating. And I started putting on more and more weight. And this weight gain was going along with symptoms of decline, brain fog and hot flashes and insomnia and pain and inflammation throughout my system, to the point where I could barely walk anymore from so much trouble with my feet and my back. And I also developed prediabetes, and I'm trying all the things that used to work and they're not working anymore. And I don't know what to do, right? And I had this big wake up call moment. I started working in nursing homes and realizing these people, a lot of them are not that much older than me. They were in their 60s and their 70s, a lot of them. And I realized that most of them were there due to what is referred to as lifestyle diseases that are highly linked to our eating and our drinking and our weight. And I realized I don't actually know what works. I've studied evidence-based practices in my career a lot, and I don't actually know what's evidence-based as far as eating and health and weight loss, right? Sustainable weight loss. What actually works? And I realized the popular media is not leading me to evidence-based practices. I'm getting very confusing, very conflicting information. I'm going to actually have to go to the research myself if I really care about that. And so that's what I ended up doing, looking for, what do we know about eating and health and weight from the research? What is proven over and over and over? And I searched for guiding principles about how we should eat, and even like how much fruits and vegetables do we need to eat? How much proteins and fats? How much whole grains, etc. And I discovered really clear guiding principles that I started following that even translated to really clear quantities of the different kinds of foods. So it was really helpful guidance. And little by little, I started reversing all these symptoms. I wasn't having insomnia anymore. The hot flashes and the brain fog went away. The prediabetes reversed. Pain and inflammation I had lived with for decades reversed. And the weight just seemed to fall off. I started losing weight and losing excess fat, and really got back to my college weight. It was about 60 pounds that I lost. I was able to go off all the medications I was taking. I was canceling surgeries. I was learning to naturally feed my body what it needs, which wasn't quite what I was finding out in the popular media. And once it got really clear, I could do it day after day, day in and day out. And I started getting these great sustainable results. I feel younger and more energetic in my mid 60s than I felt throughout my 40s and 50s. So I'm about 6 years in eating this way, something like that, 6 or 7, and my body just stays very happy at this lower weight and feeling so much better. And I'm so grateful I was able to find the answers, because they weren't out there in the popular media. So now I'm pretty committed to helping other people find the answers too, especially women in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. So let me describe, there's 3 phases to getting slender for good, and it's completely different from dieting, right? UCLA researchers found that dieting is actually the best predictor of weight gain over time. They were searching for what diets lead to sustainable weight loss. They said, nope, they don't lead to sustainable weight loss. So there's 3 phases to this, and the first one really is finding how to eat. What's the exact specific eating approach and quantities that adds up predictably and reliably to healthful weight loss, sustainable weight loss, and what are the exact principles, what are the exact quantities. And this phase of learning this way of eating I can get people through that phase in about 2 months, so that you know exactly how to eat to get desirable results. And so many of my clients that start doing this tell me really quickly, I can't believe I'm losing weight week after week and I'm not feeling hungry, right? It's life changing, and it makes so much sense, and it becomes very easy to do and thoroughly enjoyable to do. And that is a huge gift to find. But I have to tell you, phase 1, you don't want to stop there, right? Because phase 2 is where your body really is starting to flip a switch and starting to go this other direction with some momentum, so that our metabolism is working really well. We're not just forcing our weight down so it's going to pop back up. We're resetting our weight to a set point where we just want to live, right? Like, this is just a healthier weight to live in. And so many of us find this flipping a switch also improves so many other indicators of health, like our gastrointestinal health can recover, our energy and our sleep and our blood pressure and our blood sugar, mental focus, pain and inflammation, etc. So many of these things can heal from within when we're eating right. So in phase 2, a lot of people achieve their goal weight and transition from eating to lose weight to eating to maintain their weight. And this is a really important phase to move successfully through, right? It's where so many people would tend to just go back to their old way of eating and then their old terrible results again. So that's an important phase. And then in phase 3, okay, we've been eating this way, we've achieved our goal weight, we know how much to eat now. This is where healthful, slenderful eating becomes really effortless. It's really second nature. We don't have to think about it all the time. This is just how we eat. My clients tell me all the time, I'm not on a diet, this is just how I eat, and I love it. And that's where we really want to get to. That's why I created a 12-month program, right? And so a lot of people can get through all 3 of these phases over the course of about a year. So how does the Slender for Good method work? Got a kitty on my lap now. We'll see how that works. How the Slender for Good method works and why it's better, that like we're getting way better results than other programs, hundreds of times better. So it starts with having a proven evidence-based eating approach. You can go and work really hard at a diet program that isn't actually a proven eating approach and just get crummy results over and over and be frustrated, right? So we really start with teaching people this evidence-based eating approach. I thought I knew how to eat healthy. I thought I knew how to lose weight, but what I was doing wasn't actually evidence-based. So I discovered this eating approach through searching through hundreds of peer-reviewed journal studies, right? And searching for key principles that consistently predict sustainable weight loss, right? So that's the first piece we do. The second piece is I've developed a much more comprehensive program to help people establish these good habits for good, right? So most of my Slender for Good clients success stories stayed in the program for 12 months. They went through all the seasons. They went through the first trip abroad. They went through the first holiday season, etc., maintaining our habits regardless of context. So they really got it that having close support for a whole year really helped them establish these habits and get them very easy. So they just flowed, and they were changing their mindsets as they went. So what they actually appreciate about eating has changed. They actually have lost cravings for the non-nutritious stuff and really developed cravings for the nutritious stuff. They crave the good foods, and that makes a huge difference. The third thing about the Slender for Good program is it's a small, intimate program with a lot of personalized guidance and support. My clients tell me this is really important for them. We are able to catch any obstacles or challenges and bust through them instead of letting them snowball into something that's so much harder to overcome. So they get a lot of personalized guidance and support, and we have this intimate community of smart, amazing people who are achieving the same changes at the same time. We're changing our eating for good. So we have this mutual support and accountability together, and this can make all the difference for getting results. So what distinguishes this approach from other approaches? This is for good, right? There's at least 3 things that Slender for Good means. One is it's for our best health. We're not losing weight in a way that causes other health problems like most of the approaches out there. This doesn't have a bunch of side effects. We're learning to nourish our body thoroughly in a transformative way, not looking for shortcuts or magic potions or pills, right? We're releasing health and healing from within our body, right? So we can flip a switch toward a healthier body that we can just live in. And it's not hard to do this once you have the right approach. For good also means for sustainable weight loss. We reset our weight set point to a healthier point so we can live there for good and never diet again. Imagine that, never diet again. Like we can do other things with our life once we learn to eat this way. And there's a third way that it's for good, which is that it's thoroughly enjoyable. It's simple, it's easy, it makes sense. It's based in abundance instead of deprivation. You can just fall in love with eating this way and let it build momentum and get easy. So it's just how I eat and I love it. So if this kind of transformative experience sounds like exactly what you're looking for, reach out to me. Let's talk. Let's book a call. Feel like you deserve this breakthrough, and I'd love to help you with it if it's a good fit for you. All right, take care.